In this video, I'm walking you through 2 homes for sale by Brohn Homes in the community of Clear Creek. That's one of them, and that's the second one that we're going to see later on in the video. Both are priced well below $600,000, and both have differences inside the home that I'm going to show you in detail. Now, this specific home is 1,950 square feet. We have 4 bedrooms, 3 full bathrooms, and this home right now is for sale under $594,000. But there will be a big incentive that I'll cover here in a few minutes, and these are the incentives that I would really focus in on because price is one factor, but monthly payment is a whole nother. And if you can get a lower monthly payment at a price for a home that is in your budget but lowers your monthly payment, you can lock in a great interest rate, and that is the way to get into a great home in this current market. Now, we're going to start on the first floor. I'm going to go room by room in detail, and I'm going to give you the perspective that I get from a lot of clients that are looking at homes like this one built by Brohn Homes. We'll talk a little bit more later about the community that we're in as well, but I want to start right here in the kitchen. Starting here in the kitchen, what so many people are looking at, comparing this home to what they're currently in, they're in apartments. And so when they look at different kitchens, they want to see great upgrades, like a 4-burner gas stove top with a great backsplash that goes up to an under cabinet vent hood. As I curl around here, a lot of people say their apartments don't have a lot of windows, so they want to see a lot of great natural light coming in here. And I'm counting 5 windows over there, 3 windows right there. And even though we are backing up to the road, I don't hear those cars as much. For a lot of older homes, when you hear the cars when you're backing up to a road, it's usually the windows that are doing that. They definitely build windows a little bit differently now than they did back in the day. And also the seals are not broken like a lot of windows that are a little bit older. But the natural light is what really matters here. Now, we have 3 bedrooms upstairs. We have 1 bedroom downstairs, which I'll show you in a second. But while we look at the pantry and the 2-car garage, let me introduce myself. My name is Raj Saku. I'm a realtor in Austin, Texas, and I've represented clients with 20 different builders. So I offer people an unbiased perspective on what their best options are, and every builder has pros and cons. And so I'm not afraid to give both when we're looking at various options. Now, I've worked with Brohn Homes before at this similar square footage, and the windows, the natural light coming in make a difference. What also makes a difference is having a bedroom downstairs. A lot of people say when they have somebody visiting, they want to have a space downstairs for them to stay on, or they want a separate space for a study. For some people that do a little bit of working from home or just want to have that private area. I've even had people that are gamers, and so they want to have a space where they can just play video games in or have like a separate computer area for that. And I think this is that great space that is away from the second floor where we'll see 3 bedrooms and 2 full bathrooms. And by the way, if you want a better price, you don't need as much square footage, maybe you don't need this 4th bedroom. The next home that we're about to see has 3 bedrooms, but it's also under $524,000. So stick around for that. I will show that in full detail here. This is going to be one of the bathrooms that's in this home. It's located obviously downstairs, right outside that bedroom. I like how they continue to fit in windows wherever they can to bring in as much natural light as possible. And of course, if you do have guests over, you need them to have a bathroom accessible where they don't have to go through a bedroom. Obviously, that's what this is for. It kind of serves as that guest bathroom as well. Now, if you like backyard sizes, the next home that we're about to see has a bigger backyard. It's right next to this one. This home, because it has a little bit more square footage, it's set back a little bit more in the property. Now, what I hear a lot of clients tell me is when they go outside, some people say, hey, I like the action. I want to hear people around me. I don't want peaceful serenity like that's boring for some people. They want the activity and action, and I think that's what you have with a backyard like this. Also, a lot of people just say, I'm tired. I love my dogs, but I don't want to keep taking them outside, out of my apartment complex, we go to a designated area for them to use the restroom. Sometimes you just want to be in a house where you can just let your dogs out. And that totally makes sense. I grew up with dogs, so I know how that goes. Also, if you like grilling, there is a gas stub out right there for grilling. But I think for this backyard size, maybe not as ideal for people who really want like a larger size backyard. But for some people that just need it for letting pets outside or a place to step out to just do some grilling, that certainly accomplishes it. And by the way, when homes back up to roads like that and the homes sit on market, that's when we can potentially be a little bit more negotiable with the builder. And that's something I'm constantly tracking, making offers almost on a weekly basis with various builders and on resale homes. Now we are in the main living room, which is right off of the kitchen. That's why they have a cable outlet right there. We do look out to the stairwell where they did a horizontal railing, which is a great upgrade. And these are some of the things that people look at when looking at this price point. They don't feel like this is a heavy production builder, and it's because of the design upgrades. There is a wood look tile on the floor, which is very durable, also has a very good look to it, does come with a cost. Horizontal railing is what we see in a lot of model homes. A lot of people want to do it, but it does come with quite the price tag when you upgrade it with the builder. Here we are in an inventory home, and Brohn is doing that on a home that's under $594,000 and is offering incentives. So at the time I'm recording this video, the current the current incentives that Brohn is offering is 10% flex cash and then a low interest rate that does have a caveat to it. The incentive of 10% is on the price of the home, and 10%, by the way, we're upstairs where I like how they have this inset, so you can put a desk there. It's perfect if you have kids, they need to get some work done, or you need like a second pseudo study area to get some work done. You can put a table there. And then this is a large primary bedroom that at this square footage, you just don't see a lot of, especially looking off the front of the home where you have this big tree. But getting back to the incentives, FlexCash just usually means that you can use that money, that incentive, towards the price of your home or towards closing costs or both. That can vary with each builder, so obviously we need to double check that before you discuss things with the builder agent or discuss anything with any builders. These incentives also are subject to change, stating the obvious, right? They sometimes change as fast as every month, sometimes they're only for a weekend. But as of right now, they have an interest rate that they're offering at 4.5%. Right now, at the time I'm recording this video, I have somebody closing this week that decided not to take the incentive on an interest rate. I have another one that's building from scratch. So when you build from scratch, the builder's not going to guarantee an interest rate for 8 months or 12 months or however long it takes to build that home. So they got interest rates, one's at 7.3, the other one's at 7.1. So when you're at 4.5%, that makes a massive difference on your monthly payment. And as I said at the beginning of the video, monthly payment is what matters. So a lot of people talk about price of their home. They want to feel like they got a deal. They want the best price. But sometimes the best monthly payment is going to be the least amount of money out of your pocket to buy this house. And that's what I would really focus in on. Now, that does come with a caveat. A lot of times it's on an FHA loan. If you don't know what FHA is, or you don't know if you qualify, reach out to me. Just text HOME on the number at the bottom of the description of this video. That goes right to my cell, and we can certainly chat and discuss what we think your best options are. To keep going here, we have a couple more bedrooms across the hallway from the primary bedroom, and there is a full bathroom here. There's a utility room that has area for laundry, washer and dryer. And while we go through this, I'll talk about the community called Clear Creek. So Clear Creek is a community that I would call unique because there just isn't a whole lot of new construction in this area. Also, a lot of people want to come out to this area for the schools. I won't give exact ratings. I can just tell you I'm on great schools that I work pretty much every week and memorize the ratings, but they do change, and I don't know when you're watching this. So I will just tell you a lot of people come out here for the schools. Maybe the elementary is a little bit better on another elementary school outside of here, but I would say these schools are trending in the right direction. So if you see a rating that is not to your liking, just know things do change over time. Austin is a changing city, still fast changing, maybe not as fast as the pandemic, but still fast changing. And there are certain areas heading in the right direction. In my opinion, this is one of those areas. Now, the middle and high school you'll see are high rated at the time I'm recording this video. And that's why a lot of people with kids that want to be in a good area for schools look at areas like this. And so to get a home like that with a great interest rate, get new construction where you have warranties, when there's nothing but older homes around here, 10, 20 years old, sometimes it's great to have an option to tour like this. Now, the other big amenity that I think people want to be around are parks. Parks are huge, and there is a great park outside of here called Brushy Creek. Brushy Creek is one of my favorite parks because it's beautiful. It is along this waterway, so there's a stream, it's very calming. It's huge, so there's a trail that runs along Brushy Creek Park, and Brushy Creek Lake Park, and that trail goes to soccer fields, baseball fields, a skate park, and then it runs along this master plan community that has 4,400 homes called Avery Ranch. In Avery Ranch, if you look at the schools are very high rated. There are homes getting multiple offers, even in this market when there's a lot of inventory. Some homes may be sitting, and those are probably because they're overpriced. Maybe the seller's a little bit more stubborn, but there are homes that are very competitive. When they're well priced, a lot of people want to pile in just because this community of Avery Ranch, Brushy Creek, and then communities like this are close to that park, and it is such a great amenity to be close by. And we're going to head out to the second home. And while we head out there, let me just tell you, if you are looking at various options with different builders, you want to understand what the best options are for you. Again, I don't work for any of these builders. I'm a realtor and I work for my clients, and I have the experience of working with so many different builders. I can tell you what their pros and cons are. I can tell you the good questions we should be asking them. And also I can step in on negotiations because I've done it a lot with these various builders. And what I want to get to is this next plan that is just over 1,600 square feet. It has 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms. You're going to see a little bit of a bigger backyard here. This home is just under $523,000. And that for this square footage with high rated schools and a main living area that opens up like this, it's an interesting opportunity. And I'm going to keep going here by showing you each of these rooms in detail. Stating the obvious, we just looked at a home that was about 20% larger, approximately. So you might get a bigger living room in there, but I think this one, the living room is, a little bit more situated in a way that makes sense, where you have, a spot for a TV here, and then the dining area is kind of away from it over there. And this dining area feels much larger than it is because of the windows, right? Got a window on the left, 3 windows on the back wall, and then another window right here looking out to the patio. Now, what clients tell me they love about a home like this is it goes back to upgrades. So they want to see great upgrades for homes like this. And take a look at this backsplash above the stovetop here, and then a microwave right here. These are some of the upgrades that are just fun and coordinate really well for a lot of clients that are just looking to buy their first home, or if you're buying this and planning on renting it out later. To attract tenants here, it's all about upgrades, how the main living area feels more spacious. But then I think most importantly, it's about that backyard that we're going to get to in a second. Now, they also want a good pantry space. Sometimes people say they want a Costco membership. They want to store all their dog food somewhere, and they just don't have space for it. And sometimes that's a great space to have in your home. Also, this is a good space. Sometimes people tell me they have coffee machines, all sorts of machines, blenders, and they just want to have a space for it on the side in their kitchen. But this is really the main reason why people come out of their apartments is, again, like I was saying earlier, if you have pets especially, sometimes just taking them out each day and having to walk out to a designated area is not the best. And this is a backyard that I've had a lot of people say, oh, they would love something like this. Now, there are bigger backyards in this community. Each lot is different. Not all of the lots back up to the road, but like we were saying earlier, that could be your opportunity to get in the market on a better priced home, depending on how negotiable the builder is. You also have a gas stove out right there for a gas grill. And then while I was talking there, I just want to make sure I wasn't missing anything, and I think I would forget to show you this. So I do want to show you this. This is a powder bath that's here. This is also nice to have. Sometimes people tell me when they're in a 2-bedroom apartment, 2-bath, the secondary bathroom is accessible through a bedroom. So people always have to go through that bedroom to access it. And so sometimes when you have guests over, it's really nice to just have that space right there, a powder bath, for them to use. Now, that was a 2-car garage, of course, and then we have a coat closet right outside the garage entry door. And then again, like we were showing earlier, everything opens up into this large living room, over 1,600 square foot, 2-story plan. And so, as you can tell, we just covered the first floor. So the second floor is what has all the bedrooms. And while we head up there, I'll tell you that, when we look at new construction, a lot of people say, I've never been to Austin, I have been to Austin, but I've never looked at homes before in Austin. I just started to consider living there. And what a lot of those people tell me is, or ask, is what's the deal with the pricing? Like, why is this price higher than this other listing that I'm seeing on Zillow that's east of Austin or something like that? What I want people to understand is south of here, one of the largest companies in the world, Apple, is building their second headquarters just south of here. So if you look at Palmer Lane, that road is close by to this community, relatively close by to the rest of Austin. And that community, this community that gets access to Palmer Lane can get quick access down to Apple. There are other tech companies that are close by to Apple in an area called the Domain. And by the way, we're in the primary bedroom and bathroom. I think one of the breakers is tripped here, which is pretty normal. The builder might be still working on something in the back end while these homes are finishing up. So if it looks like it's dark in here, it's because there's no lights on. But to continue what I was saying is a lot of people are moving to this northwest corridor because even if they don't work for Apple, or they don't work for Amazon that's close to the Domain, or they don't work for Microsoft that's right off of the 183 highway northwest of downtown Austin, they still want to be around here because if they're in tech, they want to be around the growth. If they have to shift jobs or they're aspiring to be at one of those companies, maybe they work from home for now, they want to be around where these companies are in case they get a job there and they get put on like a 3-day hybrid, meaning 3 days they go to the office, 2 days they don't. So even if you're not in tech and you're listening to this, keep in mind, that's what other people are thinking about. And so if you're buying in an area like that, that's attracting a lot of tech people, that helps you both for livability and for future resale. So keep in mind, your resale value is just based on how many more people move here and then how much more supply is there going to be in the future. And the supply of homes is going to be further out of the city north of here. And supply eventually will stop from a new construction standpoint around this area. And when that happens, and there's still people wanting to move here because of the tech companies that are north and northwest of Austin, that just plays to your advantage for resale. For livability, developers, businesses want to be around growth. And so when you see areas that are growing fast, that have grocery stores being built everywhere, and shops and restaurants, and then parks and fun things to do, to be frank, you just have to follow the money of what's happening and how an area is growing. And when the area is growing northwest of downtown Austin, in areas like Cedar Park, Round Rock, and then north of there, like Leander, Georgetown, Liberty Hill, that's why people want to continue to be out here, because that's where all the amenities are. So people say, well, what's going on, in this part of the city or that part of the city? I'll just tell them, hey, here's the pros. You might get a little bit of a better price, but the con is this. And it usually has to do with lack of livability because there just aren't that many amenities. And then resale potential is just not as good because of the lack of growth in those areas compared to this area. Now, as we just saw, we had 3 bedrooms upstairs with the 2 bedrooms that we just saw split by a full bathroom. And then, of course, this is second floor laundry. Now, I keep talking about windows because I do think they make a difference. Even on this cloudy day, I love all these windows going up the stairwell. It really just lights up this space, which is great, going right down into this main living room. Now, if you are looking at Austin, if you are confused with all the options that are out there, I'm here for you. Just let me know how I can help. Text home using the number at the bottom of the description of this video, and I'm happy to explain what I think your best options are. Meaning, I don't work for any builders. I work for clients just like you. So if you need help, reach out to me. Again, text home using the number at the bottom of the description of this video. If you want to see more homes for sale and occasionally off-market properties that you won't see anywhere else, go ahead and click on my website at the top of the description of this video. And then if you are interested in this property, you want to see more of a staged home that has furniture in it to give you a good perspective of how these homes would feel, go ahead and click on the right side of your screen. And as always, hope this helps. Take care, everyone.